Hi everyone, happy Tuesday and welcome to our Facebook Live today. My name is Alyssa and I'm the Marketing Manager at Katoomba, and today I'm really excited to have Jay Chapman with me, who is a Senior Coach at the Zing Project. So welcome, Jay.
Thank you, thanks for inviting me.
Of course, it's so nice to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. The sun's shining, beauty's open for a few more states, so it's a good week. A busy week, but a good week.
That's awesome. Yeah, we are so excited to hear the dates that have been coming up for Australian beauty. It's such fantastic news for our industry. So everyone at Katoomba is just as excited as you. Yeah.
And the wait list, is it called the wait list feature? Is that the new Katoomba wait list feature?
Yes.
We've had so many clients say that that's been an absolute godsend. It gives you hope, you know, that there's people wanting our services, so that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were so excited to be able to release it so quickly. Our team worked so hard on getting that because we knew that that's what you guys would need. We've just seen, I think New Zealand Hair and Beauty opened up maybe 2 weeks ago, and oh my God, the number of appointments that were booked, the appointment, numbers just spiked. It's just kind of gone crazy. So it's cool that we were able to produce a feature to help everyone through this time.
The IT people the servers, making sure that they don't expire. 10 million people trying to book in for facials and haircuts all at once.
Yeah, there were a few moments there where it was pretty intense, really high traffic, and I think you kind of think, oh my God, but at the same time it's so awesome because you can see the demand there. So yeah, cool. All right. Well, Jay, I thought it'd be awesome if we could start by getting you to tell us a little bit about yourself and about the Zing project.
Yeah, very good. So I'm based in Bendigo in country Victoria, which is probably an hour and a half out of Melbourne, and I work from home, from my home office, and I get the privilege of working with hair and beauty, spa and salon owners all across Australia and New Zealand to help them future-proof their businesses, teach them about their money, their finances, KPIs, marketing, all the ins and outs of having a hair or beauty salon or clinic. And I absolutely love it. I'm a hairdresser by trade, so I've always owned hair salons in Australia. My partner and I still do have a hair salon. It's a Katoomba salon. And shameless plug. I work with hair and beauty salons to help them get out of their own way so they can have the success that they probably thought they would have when they first signed up for this thing. But I think there's so many moving parts of a business, so I help simplify it and make sense of it all.
Awesome. And that's why we've got you here today, because today's session is all about client retention. So we're going to talk to Jay about what it is, why it's important, how to measure it, and also, and most importantly, kind of how to increase it and improve it. So it's going to be a really good session. So I've got some questions for Jay, but as always, if you guys have any questions at all, please pop them in the comments below and I'll get Jay to answer them as we go. So Jay, I thought we would start by going right back to basics, probably asking a bit of a stupid question, but what is client retention, or how would you define client retention?
Yeah, so how I explain it, I use my hands to explain everything. But client retention to me, and how I explain it to my clients, is that it's traffic coming in and traffic going out. Traffic coming in, traffic going out. So in business, we tend to count new clients really easily. You can see them in the appointment book, who the new ones are when you look at the day schedule. You either recognise their name, or they're a different colour in the appointment book, or they're flagged as a new client. They're really easy to count.
Yeah.
Clients that you don't retain are not as easy to count. So one grows your business, one shrinks your business. One clients that are coming through the front door, their new business, and the opposite, I didn't even hear them.
Oh, sorry, Jay, you just cut out.
Sorry.
Sorry, would you
dodgy
be able
internet
to
connection.
go back a little bit?
So the new clients, they're really easy to count coming in, but we tend to not manage or measure the clients that are leaving, which is the opposite end of retention.
Yeah.
So you need to have a balance of both. New people coming in and the clients leaving, how do we get them back in? That's retention to me.
Cool, awesome. And so, I mean, you've kind of already touched on it, but why is it so important in our industry to really be looking at this number?
Yeah. If you're not paying attention to your client retention, you could be running on the spot. That's really common. So a really quick and easy measure of are you growing is have a think about how many clients you look after on average per week. It might be 100. A lot of salon owners know how many people they look after on average in a week. So if you looked after 100 last week and the week before and the week before that, and that's your average, let's skip back to May last year and how many people were you looking after on average back then? If it was 100, then you've got a retention problem.
Yeah.
Because if you think about all the new clients that the business generated in that 12-month period, and you're in the exact same position here as you were there, you've got a traffic problem. So I think we just need to think about it in the most simple, lay terms as possible. And if you're not progressing in business, you have a retention problem.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, no, that's that makes it quite simple. Just look at this one number and it can change a lot.
Yeah, and it's easy to do. Like you can pull up a business summary report for May 2019. If your turnover and client numbers were the same as what they are now, and of course we've gone through a pandemic, so this isn't completely transferable, but we have a problem. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So much opportunity. And so you mentioned the business summary report, but is that the kind of the best way that you would recommend for people to kind of measure or keep track of client retention, or how would you suggest that they do that?
Yeah. So there's a few numbers that we keep an eye. We don't suggest it. Our clients must keep an eye on when we work with them. And how we word it might be different lingo from what Katoomba, how they word it, is new clients and lost clients.
Yeah.
Okay, so every single week you need to know how many new clients the business generates. So that is on the business summary report. Yep. And you need to have a look at, if you employ a team, how many new clients each team member looks after.
Yeah.
But that number is a vanity metric. It doesn't mean anything to your business of how many new clients the business is bringing in if you're not offsetting or comparing that to how many clients is the business losing. So if we think about a bucket, filling the bucket, we obviously don't want to have holes in the bucket because there's going to be water spilling at the bottom. And that's what happens in a business. We pour new clients in the top, and if you've got holes in your bucket, it'll just come spewing out the little holes.
Yes.
Cool. So we need to be always looking at new clients, but then back to back straight away, you need to be pulling up some more reports to look at how many clients have lapsed or are we losing. Because those two numbers will be your best friend. They'll tell you a story. Because what I find is, let's throw you under the bus for a minute and say that you're a hairdresser.
Yeah.
So if I gave 10 new clients to you, you might keep 6.
Yeah.
Whereas I've been a hairdresser for 112 years. If you gave me 10 new clients, I'd keep 9.
Okay.
No, I don't have a big ego. I'm very confident in my ability. I can build a relationship with people and I know what I'm doing. So if we have a think about your team might be a 4 out of 10, 9 out of 10, an 8 out of 10. So what's the point in giving Alyssa 10 new clients if she's not going to keep any of them?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So they're the numbers that we definitely need to keep an eye on. And I can go into more detail about what to look for as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, you can go into that now as well. I was just going to ask, well, how do we start to increase that number? So I don't know if you kind of want to talk to us about what numbers to look at, or whether you want us to start talking about strategies and how you can actually really start to make sure that you're retaining as many clients as possible.
So the first thing that I think is really interesting is that we get to look after hundreds of clients across Australia and New Zealand. There really has only ever been a handful of salon owners that have come to us that need more new clients. It's not common. Most people have enough new clients, they're just not keeping enough.
Yeah.
So if you have a look on the business summary report, there's a few measurements. There's how many new clients did this business generate this week?
Yeah.
And what percentage of your total client number are your new clients? Yeah. So let's make this simple for myself. If you're looking after 10 new clients a week and your total is 100, 10% of your client base is new. So that's about normal. Yeah. So would you know off the top of your head what the benchmark would be in Katoomba benchmarks of how many new clients, like that new client ratio? I think it's around 10%.
I've definitely heard that kind of 10%. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's normal. You can grow a business at 10% new clients. And, we have some salon owners come to us saying, I'm jogging on the spot, I'm not getting anywhere, help me attract new clients. But we find that the retention of the new clients is nowhere near good enough to open up the floodgates and start marketing. It's a waste of time. So it's like that leaky bucket that I was talking about.
Yeah.
You're just going to increase 10 new clients being poured in the top with 20, you're going to have the same result. Yeah, you'll be working harder, but not a very good result. So, and again, looking at that number for you compared to me, I might be retaining 99% of my new clients, and you're retaining 42%. So we need to be really aware of that.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. And so now that we know how to track this number and to look at whether or not we're performing in that area, if you're not, what's your advice? What are your tips and strategies to increasing client retention?
Yeah. So I think the first and foremost is the follow-up. That's really important. So if we have a look at 10 new clients coming into your business on average per week, we need to give them a week and then follow up. We need to touch base with them. We need to let them know that the money that they spent with us, the fact that they chose us out of the hundreds of other salons in your area, we appreciate that. So we need to get in contact with them and show them that we appreciate their business. And, you could do that. You could pick up the phone, do it like the old days. You can make sure that your automated text message is set up. Make sure that you're collecting their data so that you're, you can email them. But I think if these 10 people took the time, effort, and money to choose you for their business, they deserve a follow-up to some description. Yeah. So touching base with them and asking for feedback. And I think it's one thing, and of course, I'm a customer of lots of different businesses, that the messaging being a new client is, I hope you enjoyed your service. Don't hope, ask them, did you enjoy your service? How was your experience? What could we have done better? Yeah, so having that open communication to enter into dialogue. So, and I think the one thing that's great about Katoomba is if a client was to message back, you'll get that message.
Yeah.
They wanted to get in contact. It's very easy to get back in contact with you. But we need to open the lines of communication and enter into a conversation. So I wouldn't say to you today, hi, Alyssa, I hope you're well. You'd be like, what? So how are you? How's things? So leave it open. Yeah. Cool. So I think people underestimate that follow-up and how important it is to show that you appreciate their business.
Yeah. I guess especially if they do run into a problem or maybe they don't have the best experience, then they may not come back to you. If you don't follow up, then they may not say, actually, I'm not happy. And then you've definitely lost them. Whereas at least if you do a follow-up and then give them that opportunity to say something, then you can rectify it, and then maybe they do become actually a long-term client because you make them happy.
And I think the thing is to think that we're going to nail it every client every time is irrational.
No.
We're not mind readers. We're not perfect. We're going to make some boo-boos. That's the nature of the game. You do need to get comfortable with hearing, I wasn't happy with this, I wasn't happy with that. Maybe it could have been shorter here. But the one thing that I always suggest for my clients as well is, particularly if you've got a new client sitting in your chair or on your beauty bed, is let them know in about a week or a couple of days' time you're going to get a text message from us saying, how are you? How's your hair? How's your treatment? Whatever it may be. I want you to write back to that. If it's not exactly where you want it to be, or if it's not exactly right, that's us reaching out to you with the olive branch saying, what can you give me here? So we call that a pre-frame. Instead of it being a surprise that they received the text message, they're expecting it. And even if you were to say, I'd love if you wanted to write back, or if you had any feedback, or you wanted to call the salon or email it, please do, because we want to make sure that your experience was amazing and you've shampooed your hair or you've had your legs waxed for a week and that they're feeling great.
Yeah. I think that's really nice. It really shows that you've nailed your client experience. You know exactly what kind of experience your clients are going to have and what they can expect, and show that you've really put thought into that. It's not just a kind of, we just do it because. It really shows that it's an important part of what you want to do for your clients. Yeah.
It's also it's nerve-wracking as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like after this session today, if I was to message you and say any feedback, I'd be like,
don't tell me.
Yeah. So the first couple of times it's a bit, I've had some clients that I've had to pin to the bloody ground and say, you have to do this. You have to ask for feedback. You need to check in. If you back yourself, and you also know that once a month you might get someone say it's a bit too long, or maybe the wax was too hot, at least you can remedy that.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Cool. And any other advice or tips?
Yeah, so that's step one. So once you've finished that job and you've made sure that your new clients feel nurtured and appreciated and that you've asked for their feedback, you need to do the same. We need to do the same for our lapsed clients or our lost clients.
Yeah.
So I'm quite flexible with this, but the general rule is we need to go back in the appointment book 16 weeks ago if it's a hair salon, or about 8 weeks ago if it's a beauty salon, and we need to have a look at the clients that came in 16 weeks ago in that 1 week bracket and they haven't been back since.
Yeah.
Cool. So they came in, what was 16 weeks ago? What would it be? It'd be February, wouldn't it? March, April. So anyway, let's say February-ish. So they came in late February. If they haven't had their hair done since late February, they're due, aren't they?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well and truly.
So 4 months, they're well and truly due. So that's why we reduce that cycle for the beauty clients. So it might be about 8 weeks. So if you haven't had like facial waxing, body waxing, or a facial treatment in 8 weeks, you're well and truly due.
Yeah.
So what we do is we need to get that data from 16 weeks ago, who came in that 1 week and hasn't been back since and doesn't have a future appointment. We need to contact them. There might be 7 people, 8 people, 12 people, but they're out there floating. They're not committed to us. They're not committed to our business. We need to ask them, are you floating for a reason, or can I just make your appointment? Yeah. So if your hair salon that you go to contacted you today and you just shared with me before when we were backstage, I'm due. If your hairdresser said, I can get you in, you would do it because you said, oh my God. Yeah, it's as simple as that. So the great thing about the Katoomba Customer Retention Report is all you need to do is you need to Google or flick back on the calendar what 16 weeks ago was. And in the Customer Retention Report, you enter in the 1 week date range. That's the most important thing, 1 week date range. And what you're effectively asking Katoomba to do for you is tell me all the clients that came in this week in February, and we haven't seen them since, and they don't have a future booking.
Yeah.
And it spit out all the clients' details, their last couple of appointments, what they had done, who touched them, their mobile number, their email address, all the information that you need to know for then you to gain a really good picture of, okay, we might even find that there's 12 lost clients, and out of the 12, 8 were looked after by Jay. Yeah. Or, or 1 was looked after by Jay, and we never see Jay's name pop up on that report because he doesn't lose clients. So you start to see trends with that, but you need to do that every week.
Yeah.
So
looking at the trends is a fantastic idea, definitely. And then you can start to pinpoint and really work on those areas rather than just kind of generally going, oh, we've got a problem.
Yeah, but the other thing could be you could have worked at this salon for 2 months and don't have a client base, so you're getting all the riffraff. So it might be that a lot of your lost clients are the children's haircuts before school goes back, or the walk-in men's cuts, or the eyebrow waxes that it's an opportunistic appointment. But we can start to see those trends. Yeah.
Awesome.
So you need to run that report and move the date range along every single week. The rest of the time that you have a business and the rest of the time that you work with Katoomba. And that way you can reach out to those clients, and the same way you do with your new clients, you say, hey, I haven't seen you in ages. Is everything okay?
Mm-hmm.
Simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Ask them, are you okay? Don't say, I hope you're okay, because you're not asking, you're just hoping. You need to actually ask them, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to look after you again. When can I make your appointment?
Cool. Nice.
And what we find is what your answer would be to your hairdresser is very typical. I was dying to get in. Thank you. That's just giving me the nudge on it.
Yeah.
It's always the same. Yeah.
It's very true, because people get so busy that you kind of just forget until it's too late. I mean, I need a haircut desperately because I was booked in when they couldn't be open. So now I'm lucky a week tomorrow. But yes, I can be terrible at remembering, and then it's when it's too late, and then I have to wait a few weeks that I'm like, oh my, hate my hair for 2 weeks,
Yeah. But the thing is, if you were really honest, if you were walking in town and there was this beautiful salon that was absolutely pumping, full of these beautiful girls, and the salon looked amazing, and they had a sign that said there's a chair available for haircuts, and you thought, wow, that looks amazing, you would consider it.
Yeah.
But if you had your appointment with your salon, you'd have a different filter. You wouldn't look.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because that's sorted. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're the 2 measurements that you absolutely must know in business: traffic in, traffic out. Mm-hmm. So traffic in is how many new clients do you have? Who's looking after them and who's retaining them and who's not? Let's follow those people up. Because I think all those numbers on all the reports, they're people. Yeah. They're people choosing to or not to come back to your business. We need to know why and who's touching them. And then on the flip side, the people that came in a few months back, let's contact them. Let's find out who they are and invite them back in. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. And did you have any other tips, or are they your 2 that are really the key things that everyone needs to be focusing on?
Yeah, so that's always the starting point. The starting point is to really get clear on the metrics. Really do a deep dive on what numbers are we working with here. And if you think about all the reports and all the numbers in the back end, that's the scoreboard. And if you don't know the scoreboard, you don't know whether you're winning or losing. It's like hair and beauty is the game. And if you're doing this with the scoreboard, you don't know whether the result of that week is going to be benefiting you or not.
Yeah.
And if we have a look at 10 new clients, 10 lost, 10 new clients, 10 lost, you can make adjustments after a couple of weeks of knowing that data. Otherwise, it's guesswork.
Yeah.
And I don't think if you ask any wildly successful salon owner, multiple locations, turning over millions, how did you grow your business? They're not going to say guesswork.
Yeah.
Those are, I can't say the most important numbers in business, but they'd be in the top 5, that's for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool.
I think the elephant in the room, Melissa, is that it doesn't matter the quality of your follow-up if your service wasn't there.
Yeah.
So if you didn't deliver an amazing service, it doesn't matter if you follow up or not, because they're not coming back.
Yeah, I was going to ask just about kind of, I guess, the whole of your client experience, and I guess making sure you're kind of nailing it along the way. And what you were saying with the follow-up and the, getting them in the first place, appointment reminders, that's all part of the client experience. But I guess it's maybe, if you're not retaining your clients, looking at that kind of end-to-end experience and thinking, well, something not quite up to scratch. Is it the service? Is it a greeting? Is it, I don't know. So many, reasons.
It's that whole from when they open your front door, as you said, the greeting, how long they sit in reception for, how their therapist or hairdresser introduces themselves. Do you have a treatment menu? Do you have a beverage menu? How's your consultation performed? Is it consistent across the whole team, or is it hot and cold? What do you do different or special or unique? What's going to make your level of service and experience stand out from the rest? So when you're due for another haircut and colour, or when you're due for a facial or a waxing treatment, what makes that client think it's a no-brainer to go back to that salon, an absolute no-brainer? Because if it's not a no-brainer, you're not doing your job properly. Because I think every single block in town has a salon on it. Sometimes they're next door to each other. I have seen that before. So the clients are spoiled for choice. So we can't have more cookie cutter service. And it's very convenient for a client to be able to get a great haircut and colour or a great facial anywhere they go. But we need to deliver an exceptional level of service, so it's a no-brainer that the client comes back to us. Yeah. And for everything in between, we need to invite them back.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jay. That was awesome. I think that was such a good session, all about retention. I mean, it's such an area of opportunity. If you finally look at those numbers and go, oh my God, this is what's happening. There's so much that you can do, and such a big area where you can really improve your business. So it's really awesome to have done such a deep dive on it. We had a comment from Amanda, and she said, "Oh, Jay, you're the best." And I couldn't agree more. It was so awesome. So thank you so much, Jay, for coming along.
Thanks, Amanda. I don't know who Amanda is. I know a couple of Amandas, but you
Amanda
are too.
Parker Jones.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I know that Amanda.
Yeah. But she couldn't be more right.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure. So I think, yes, don't open the floodgates and market your business until you know that you're 100% ready to grow. And retention's always the best place to start.
Yeah. No, that's a fantastic way to finish. Thank you so much, Jay. And thank you so much to everyone who was watching. I hope you will have an amazing rest of the week, and we'll see you on our next Facebook Live. Bye.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for the invite.
Anytime. Would love to have you back. See you guys.
Excellent. Thank you. Bye-bye.